Welcome to the Tactical Dent Tech Podcast. You are now part of a small underground movement of dent technicians from all over the world. We are on a mission to change our industry with innovation, intelligence, and skill. But because we don't rely on an insurance company to steer customers our way, we need to do things different. We need to do things smarter. We do that through a network of technicians that we call the Tactical Tech Movement. Now let's get this revolution started. Hey, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to this episode of the Tactical Dent Tech Podcast. I'm glad to have you here this morning. It's a little bit chilly here in Ohio. Here I thought we were out of the woods and it was going to be warm in the morning, but I'm actually sitting in here and I'm wearing like a coat. It's actually going to get to 75 today, but this morning it's freaking cold. Woke up, had the windows open, was freezing in my house, and then I got here to my shop, was freezing even more. And but anyhow, thank God for heated seats and heated steering wheels, because I was able to at least make it over to get my coffee this morning to stay warmed up. So now, guys, this is what I consider a very important episode of the Tactical Dent Tech Podcast. It's hold on for a second. I'm trying to adjust my levels here, make sure I'm coming through good. But yeah, it's a lot of talk in the industry. We're, in my opinion, we're having a really good hail year so far. Hail season started really early this year. And guys are all out there working, and making things happen. Maybe you're somebody who just started out as a hail technician. Maybe you're a seasoned veteran hail technician. But what I'm really here to talk about is some of the ways that I handle insurance companies, okay? And now, here I got to give you a little bit of a backstory of my situation here. Most of my work that I've done in the hail industry has been directly to the consumer. So I have worked in very few direct repair shops. Now, I have done some direct repair shop deals, but most of the time I've worked, my biggest hail damage deals have been directly to the consumer with a paintless dent removal shop that's local in that area, specifically local here in the Dayton, Ohio area. And rarely, I do have a couple direct repair shops, but I rarely deal with them. I normally just deal directly to the consumer. And currently now, I would say 95% of my business is directly with the consumer. I have my own shop. I do not go out and lobby the insurance companies. I don't want them. I don't need their help. I don't want their help. I do fine marketing my company on my own. I'm not the kind of person that takes direction that well from another outside source. So I don't want somebody in here telling me how I'm going to run my business, how I'm going to take care of my customers, how I'm going to, treat their vehicle. I want to be able to decide that on my own, and I want to be able to do whatever's in the best interest of the customer that comes to me. That being said, there's a lot of body shops out there, obviously, that do work directly with the insurance company. And over the years, the insurance companies have made it harder on the independent shop. Some of them are really good to work with independent shops. Others make it hard to get supplement requests. They make it, just really, they become kind of hard to deal with. Some of the ones in the past that have shaped up, I've seen some insurance companies kind of go bad, where they're hard to deal with. It takes them forever to get out to do a supplement, things like that. Even though they're paying a rental car, whatever, In that regard, I've seen some companies shift. So Geico was one that at one time I knew that if I had a Geico claim, I was going to have it sitting in here for 2 weeks before somebody could get over here and take a look at it. Since then, I started filing supplements with them and stuff like that, and they started showing up the next day, even sometimes that day. So I think they've got a grip on that. Other companies that I have problems with is like USAA. They're interesting to deal with. They make it really hard for a non-direct repair shop to even deal with them, okay? But that being said, there's a lot of talk out there of guys talking about insurance adjusters coming into their operation and, kind of dictating the price based on, whatever they feel is fair for their direct repair companies that they work with. Now, I'm going to tell you guys, okay, look, you get in business with a direct repair body shop, that's fine. I've made a lot of money off shops that are connected as direct repair shops, all right? But if you get in and you're working on their customers' cars, you sign up for the same contract that they signed up for when they got that DRP from the insurance company. So if you're working through that channel, if you're working through a body shop that's a direct repair for one of the insurance companies, you have to follow them procedures because that body shop has signed a contract to follow them procedures. They've made an agreement, okay? So going into that, that's something you guys got to know, all right? And there's not much I can do for you or tell you or any techniques or anything like that I can tell you to make sure that you get a fair amount on the repair work that you're doing in that case. But what I found is a lot of times, if they got a good relationship, they can work something out for you. And again, you can do really well in a direct repair shop. So by all means, if that's what you're doing, go for it. But if you're working on your own, if you have your own standalone retail shop, or you're working in a shop that is not direct repair with the insurance company, and that adjuster walks in there and he pulls out a sheet and he says, this is what this company signed up for, let's say, I think recently we were talking about a company where they're talking about Dent Wizard's agreement that they signed up with a couple insurance companies. If I have an adjuster come in here and tell me, they pull out this piece of paper and say, this is what this big dent company said they're going to do our paintless dent removal work for, so you're going to be doing it at the same cost. I would look at him and literally tell him that, number one, I don't get direct cars from you guys. You guys aren't doing me any favors, okay? I don't ask you for direct customers, for you to send customers to me. I don't ask you to steer customers my way, okay? So because of that, no, I'm sorry, I don't agree with that price chart. Because here's the deal. By you sending this other company, all of these cars, you're offsetting their advertisement cost. You're creating a leverage out of nothing. So they're making that agreement. It would be the same if somebody walked in here and they said, okay, I got this dent on my car, right? How much is it going to cost? I tell them, a couple $100 or whatever. And they say, okay, well, I got the exact same dent in 50 cars. Now how much can you do it for? Oh, well, for 50 cars, I think we could probably crack it down to $150. I'll shave off $50 each unit. You bring them in back to back. We'll get it done. Same principle here, okay? They're getting a bulk discount. But if that insurance company is not sending you any direct repair work, and you're not requesting them to, like me, I'm not going to request them to. Look, I want to run my own business. I don't need an insurance company or one of their adjusters to come in here and tell me how to run my business. I don't want it. I don't operate very well under that type of circumstance. I'm just being honest with myself. That would last not very long with me. And not that I'm a mad dude, but I just like to do things the way that I like to do them. And I just know better, I want to run a business like a business is supposed to be ran. I want to run a business where I service the consumer. Out of my service to the customer, that's why they come to me, because of the positioning that I put myself in my market as the best expert in my market. Is the reason why I want that customer to come to me. I don't want them to come to me because their insurance company said they should come to me. In fact, I spend a lot of times talking people out of going with the company their insurance company is going to send them, because they're going to send them to some sort of body shop or something like that. And really, I just scare their freaking I just start talking about body work. I start talking about the potential chance of them having body work done on their car and letting them know that that chance is not, that's not going to happen here. And I also let them know that I'm going to be the most expensive. So that's key too, because my ideal client, my ideal customer, they want to purchase from the most expensive individual out there, because they know that there's not going to be any corners cut, and they know that it's going to be done right. So they feel more comfortable with that, okay? I would never be a deductible savings type shop, because I wouldn't purchase from somebody who would save deductibles, okay? So, I got my wife's brand new vehicle, and it gets hit with hail damage, or my new truck gets hit with hail damage, and let's just say I wasn't in the industry. Well, you think I would take it to somebody who said they would save me my $500? Dude, forget about it, okay? That's not my that's not where I would go. And because of that, a lot of times you're going to find that your client base is going to be a lot like you. Usually, you want your clients to be people that you'd want to hang out with, people that think like you think. And because of that, I won't do it. That's not my people. They're not going to hear my message. Okay, they talk about your people will hear your message, and when you put it out there, I mean, if you're saving deductibles, that's going to be the people you attract, and that's fine. Then people, they need somewhere to go. So by all means, if you want to take care of them, take care of them. And I'll keep doing what I'm doing. I'm looking for something different. But that being said, guys, I want to come on back. I was going off on a little tangent there. As you can tell, I can get pretty passionate about this. I can start ranting away. But here's what I'm going to give you guys a little story. Okay, so we had a big hailstorm that came through here years ago, and I was working with a bunch of guys, and I came in and was checking out, and one of the dudes told me that he had this vehicle that the adjuster came out and did the supplement on, and we were looking at it, and if I remember correctly, it was like a Volkswagen or something like that. And really nice one, too. It was like one of them SUVs. And I think it's like a Touareg or something like that. I'd probably never buy one, but anyhow, it was a nice SUV. And we go over there, and he tells me that, they approved him on the roof. They approved him on the hood, gave him everything that he wanted, and the adjuster just couldn't get over that the doors were about $400 each. And he said he's never paid $400 for a door, even though these things had some shots in them. And told him that no, he's going to give him this much for the doors. So I stopped and said, It's like, all right, yeah, here's what you guys do, all right? Do the roof, do the hood, skip the doors. So they're like, what? Really? Why? I'm like, because you guys will see. And as they went ahead and knocked out that car, got everything done but the doors, I was busy sending in another supplement request. Round 2, okay? So I'm going to bring him back out here to reevaluate that car while I'm here. And lo and behold, the guy actually gave me a call. He's like, what's going on here? I told you I don't pay this much for doors. And I said, hey, listen. I said, here's what's going to happen, all right? I said, we've got 2 choices here. Either I'm going to contact the client, and I'm just going to let them know that they're going to have to pay additional for their doors if they want them here, if they want them done here. I'm going to charge you guys for the roof. I'm going to charge you guys for the hood. I'm going to bill you guys for everything we've done. And either there's going to be 2 choices. They're going to pay additional for that. Or you know what? You can take it to one of these shops that you're talking about. And you can have the doors repaired because we're done from this point on. We're going to move forward by you giving me the amount that we asked on these doors. Or we're not going to move forward at all. We're going to wrap it up. It's going to be paid for before it leaves my shop. Our portion is going to be paid for, and then you can take the door somewhere else. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Now, I don't want to go there. I was like, or the client can pay. Maybe they'll be happy to pay the difference, but this is the way it's gonna go down. And well, it didn't take long. The guy didn't even come back and take a look at it. He faxed over the paperwork. He changed the doors. Yeah, he took care of it, right? Here's the point that I want to drive home to you guys, okay? Here's the point that I want to drive home, all right? So you guys remember back when you were in school, they always had that bully that was on the playground, right? Big bully would run around and, beat people up, take their lunch money, you know what I mean? Nobody wanted the bully to come over there and mess with them, right? And I happened to be the little kid. I was smaller when I was that age, right? And I was the one dude who would fight till the end. So if the bully came up and picked on me, he would have a full-on war on his hands, and me and him would be into a fight until the end. You know what I mean? Whether he beat me up or I got the best of him, we would be fighting to the end. And that happened to me. I actually I wish I could go back and show you pictures of the giant black eye I had when the bully smashed my face into a rock, and then I got up and, anyhow, we just went at it over and over, and it kind of ended up as like a stalemate, and we both walked away. One of them things, all the kids. But here's the deal, okay? You have to be that little kid in the playground that's willing to fight until the end. Till the end. Because what happens to that little kid, okay? What does the bully do when he knows that this little kid is willing to fight till the very end, to battle to the very, very end? The bully goes and finds somebody else to pick on. That's what happens. The bully doesn't come back to the little kid that's willing to fight. The bully wants to go find some easier prey, okay? Sometimes you got to be that little kid who's willing to fight to the death on something just so they know that you're not going to be the one. You're not the guy. You're not the easy prey that they're looking for. So anyhow, guys, that's my ultimate message that I want to drive home to you guys today is that, number one, if you're working inside of a direct repair body shop, honor that body shop. Honor their agreement because you have a choice. You can either walk away or you can work for them, okay? But when you're doing things on your own, when you're driving the consumer to you, okay, do some things to make that stuff happen. I mean, I've even got to the point to where I've had cars in here. I've had them totally broken down R&I, all the hoods, all the deck lids off, headliners dropped, all that stuff. Adjuster doesn't want to give me what he wants. I say, okay, you'd be happy to take it out of here. You got a $1,300 bill here for your R&I. You've got $50 a day indoor storage. Go ahead and pull that bad boy out of here and take it somewhere else. I'm fine with that. But you're going to have to pay me for what I've done. So a lot of times when you end up putting a little pressure back on them, you're going to find out that it's going to work out great. But also remember, guys, there's also good guys out there, and I'm going to give you a little tech tip at the end of this show, okay? If you go over to denttrainer.com, all you Dent Trainer members out there, if you're not a Dent Trainer member and you want this form, you got to have this, okay? It's called a direction. There is a direction to pay form, but there's also a supplement request form. And in that supplement request form, it's very simple. There's 3 boxes there. It says, what did the insurance company, agree to pay? What was the original? What's my estimate? Okay, so the price on that panel. What's my price on the panel? And then what's the difference? And then down at the bottom, you total up the difference, okay? If you give them the ability to get in there and make their changes and make the adjuster's life a lot easier, I mean, look, they're businessmen. They're going from car to car. They want to get in and out of here as fast as possible. If you can facilitate that, if you can make it more convenient for the adjuster to get in, to do their job, and move on quickly, I'm going to guarantee you that you see your bottom line go up. And then, if you get an adjuster that starts nickel and diming you, I'm going to encourage you to spend a couple hours with them, going line by line by line by line by line through that estimate. And I guarantee you when he sees you next time, he's going to take care of you right, or you guys are going to be sitting there for another couple hours. Don't let him get away that quick, guys. Do your thing. And if you get one of them guys who just throw the paperwork down the table and says, oh, if you don't like it, file a supplement request. File that supplement request before they walk out of the door. So anyhow, you guys, I appreciate you. And as usual, hopefully this can benefit some of you guys out there that I know might be having problems dealing with the insurance companies. But ultimately, be that little kid on the playground that's not willing to let somebody, because if you let them take your lunch money once, they're going to be coming back every day. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you on the next one.